Hello and welcome to the second edition of Sports Chat here on SportsLine. I am Steven Silvestro and I have two wonderful panelists. I've got the collegiate editor, Selena B. Mack, and avid fan, Dave Roberts. All right. Since Coach G, he parted ways with LaSalle after 14 seasons. He went 112 and 126, and actually 226, my bad, with LaSalle. And now we're looking for a new head coach. So there's a lot of names going around. One of the biggest names going around is Ashley Howard. Currently is the assistant coach for Villanova, was there when they won both championships. He was also with Xavier. He's also been with Big Five for a while. He was a LaSalle assistant coach in 04 to 08. He was also at Drexel City 6, a little outside Big Five. But what do you guys think about Ashley Howard potentially coming here?
You know, I think Ashley Howard is one of the more feasible options for LaSalle to bring him in as a head coach. I like that he's local. He went to Bonner for high school and Drexel for college, so he is a local guy from the area. And he has had experience as an assistant to Coach G before, but he just won a national title under Jay Wright, so I think he's going to want the big bucks here, so that's something to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, coming off 2 national championships, I feel like that's a big type of improvement for us, and I mean, I don't know, there's a lot to say about him, but right now it's just looking at his resume, I feel like he's a really strong contender for what we need right now as a basketball team.
Well, Jay Wright there was saying, like, in an interview, he said, Ashley Howard better not be at Villanova next year. He said he is such a good head coach option. He's expecting everybody to be looking at him. So he's expecting Ashley Howard to be gone. But obviously we're the local option, but I think he'll go where the money is. But someone else that is also being named is Billy Lang. He's currently assistant for the 76ers. Also a Villanova assistant coach. He was also head coach of Navy, where he had a 93 and 113 record. But how do you think bringing in someone from the Sixers will affect this team?
Well, I think professional basketball is definitely a little different than college ball. But Billy Lang is my personal favorite for the head coaching job right now. I mean, if you look at the guy's resume, like all of his experience, it's so impressive. He has been at Villanova before, and now he's with the Sixers. He was with LaSalle, I think, for a brief stint in the 90s. And he's also a local guy from South Jersey, so he has those close ties to the area. So I think that he has some of the best experience coaching, too, and he could really bring a lot to this team.
Yeah, him being assistant for the Sixers is actually like pretty big to me because I mean he's seen both what happens in college and what happens to be able to get that next level in the NBA. So I mean that's really good just even here. And I mean he's from South Jersey. I'm from South Jersey, so that's a little connection. But I mean I feel like he'll be a good fit too because he's been in the assistant position. He's been in the head coach position, so he has a little head coach experience, unlike Howard. But I feel like both options. Billy Lang is also a strong contender just because of the fact that he has a head coach experience before. So,
well, you got to trust anybody that trusts the process.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you're going with somebody with a lot of head coaching experience, is what a fan favorite from last year at LaSalle, the assistant coach, was Matt Brady. He's now the Maryland Director of Player Personnel. But he has both a head coach at Marist, where he won their only NIT win, and he was also the head coach at James Madison, where they also made an NCAA appearance in 2013, last time Coach G went to, and he had 4 20-win seasons there. So how do you think his experience in already D1 basketball head coach, since he's got the most? And he's already kind of knows some of the players from last year.
Yeah, like you were saying, he knows some of the players from last year, and I think that could be really essential, having someone who knows the program well and is kind of internal. I know he left and he's at Maryland now, but I think that could really help them out as they try to transition to a new coach. And he has easily the most experience coaching, and I think right now as director of player personnel at Maryland, he's not going to stay there for very long because he seems like the type of guy who's always itching to be out there actually on the court coaching. So I think him and LaSalle could be a really great fit if he could come here. Obviously his experience in the past is really impressive, so he could bring a lot to this team.
He was my favorite coach from even when he was here. I was like, I really want Matt Brady to be head coach. So I mean, even for his name to pop up in the conversation is exciting for me, and because him being the director of player personnel at Maryland, to me that's huge because like it's knowing your players and being able to talk to them I think is very important to the game. I mean, coaches can coach anybody, but if you don't have a certain connection with your players, then I feel like you can't really ever get to that next step that you're looking for, including since. We're sort of on a slump in the last couple of years, so I feel like him coming back and just trying to build up this team would be really, really good.
Well, let's go with his successor here was Donnie Carr as assistant coach. He's the one, like, if they're going to hire from within, everybody's talking about him with his experience at Holy Family. He was a player here. He's in the Big Five Hall of Fame. If they hire, what do you guys think about with hiring from within?
I think hiring from within could really help their program out because, like I said, they already know the system and how LaSalle operates as a basketball program and as an athletic program. So hiring like internally could really benefit them. Obviously, like a fresh face could also be beneficial at the other side, but I think Donnie Carr has a lot to offer LaSalle too. He is younger though, so I feel like he can maybe connect with his players on a different level than some of these guys who are older but more experienced could.
Yeah, it's nice that you said that because if you've noticed over the last season, he's been here. Anytime like B.J. Johnson or Mar Stooks came off, the first person they went to was him instead of not Coach G. They went to him, talked to him, and then went to Coach G.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. But I mean, yeah, Selena's right. It's nice to have someone just stay in the system because they already know like how to talk to the players since they've been here. They already know the system. But the other side to that is like maybe, since we've been sort of not the best in the past couple of years, that maybe we do need a fresh start and like a fresh face. So it would be nice to see him either step up or even stay if we do get a new head coach. But I don't really know how I actually feel about him even becoming a head coach.
Well, real quick, if we're going with fresh faces, Tim Legler, a LaSalle graduate and alum, he's been with ESPN as an analyst for the last 18 years. He wants to throw his hat into this. What do you guys think about someone with no coaching experience?
Yeah, I really like Tim Legler. I think he's a great analyst. He's a LaSalle basketball star, and he's easily the most recognizable name on this list. But I'm skeptical because I think he'll want a little bit more money, and he has no coaching experience.
Yeah, that's literally the one thing that bothers me. Like no coaching experience at all is. I mean, if you really want to change the culture, sure, you could hire him because he can just start, like, this will be his first start. But as of right now, where we're at and where we're trying to be in the Big Five and just trying to be important, I think we should try to get someone with at least some type of coaching experience.
All right, one other person that I really want to throw out there real quick that throws that in his name. Casey Feeny, he's the class of 2006. He was a Sports Talk Philadelphia producer and SportsLine director. He's now at NBC Sports Philadelphia producer. He said he would give SportsLine exclusive pregame interviews. So like I personally endorse him. Anybody that gives us pregame interviews, I'm down for it. But I think that's all the time. Actually, let's get real quick. What name? Who do you want?
Damian Blair.
Oh, Matt Brady.
All right. Thank you. And that's all we have. Back to Tegan and Dana.